Alright guys, how are we doing today? Steve Mengelko, Final Web Design. Here we are in 2024, so I wanted to make a video discussing the state of web design development, the technologies, and where things are going here in the next upcoming year. So let's get into it.
Final Web Design, this is Steve.
Alright guys, so as stated, going into the new year here, want to make a standard quick video, kind of where things are at, where they're going, where everything's happened over the last year, and just kind of the whole industry, the technologies, the business side of things here in 2024. So as we all know, the last 2023, it was a tough year for the industry. 2022 was also rather tough. A lot of layoffs from big companies, Google, Microsoft, Facebook's, Uber's, Meta's, you name it. They all kind of had their problems with different business aspects and a lot of layoffs and less people working for those companies. So going forward, where are we here in 2024? Well, I would say that things are growing again. We are finally kind of seeing a time where we've taken back the excess fat, the excess unnecessary industry fluff. There's a lot of positions and jobs that were just there to kind of fill a role that wasn't necessarily needed. So I think we've seen a lot of that already eliminated. I don't think going into 2024, we're going to be seeing nearly as many layoffs, nearly as much cutting, and a lot of that just because it's already been done. A lot of these positions have been cut. People who weren't needed or people who didn't meet the expectations have been left behind and are either onto different roles or different positions altogether. Now, with that being said, business in general, I feel, is needing more of these positions. Now, we're not needing as many people in each of these companies. However, every company is still needing somebody to maintain, update, create their website, their digital presence, their online marketing, their social medias, their graphic design, their SEO, and just their overall website itself. So what I think is happening here as we kind of enter this new phase of 2022 is that the market's going to be different in the fact that there's not going to be as many people working in each role. However, every business is going to be getting aggressive with the online presence, and you need to. I mean, it's 2024. It's very hard to have any type of business success without a good quality online presence. So that's where I think we're kind of going as the industry. Where's the technologies at? This is the good news. And I say that this is the good news because the industry has kind of established itself now. We're not in this rampant changes of technology, changes of CMS platform, changes of different ways to build and create websites. There are the standards now, and I'm going to just quickly lay out the two standards I see the most as working with a lot of small businesses and medium-sized businesses. WordPress, Shopify. There you go. You got the two of them right there. That is probably powering right now 90% of my customers' businesses. And a big reason is, first of all, the WordPress is going because you can do a lot of SEO. It's easy for customers and clients to maintain and update and upgrade it themselves. They have some control over changing pictures, content for blogs, things like that. So WordPress has kind of established itself. We've seen a lot of these other platforms. I used to love Joomla. I see they're releasing Joomla 5, but I had so much stress trying to update my clients' websites in Joomla from 2 to 3, 3 to 4. I just left that platform behind, rebuilt everything in WordPress. It's more or less one-click installs, updates, things like that. You have very few issues with theme updates, version updates within the WordPress CMS compared to some of these other CMS platforms that have just ultimately fallen off, and which I kind of find sad because I was a huge Joomla proponent. I would go to the Joomla days in Florida. I would, work with the CMS actual foundations. It failed. I mean, it's just not going to work in the future because of all the issues that we've already experienced in the past. With that being said, I go into Shopify. If people are doing e-commerce, if they're not adding WooCommerce to their current CMS platform, it's going to Shopify because Shopify has a lot of ease of use. Now, I'm not personally a fan of Shopify. I don't like the corporate structure. I don't like having to pay the balances that they take out of each of your transactions. I don't like that you can't customize it. It's very theme based. However, it's what's working. People are using it. Now let's get into the technologies. Obviously, all the front end stuff is still there, the HTML, the CSS, the JavaScripts, and that would go into the application development, which is a lot of the JavaScript framework still. Most of it has converted to React at this stage. Yes, there's a little bit of Vue.js. Yes, you can find some old corporations still using Angular. But I would say if you're even going to get into frameworks anymore and get into application development, React, I mean, it is powering most corporations at this stage. So 2024 is going to be an interesting year. We've definitely seen a lot of the hard changes, the tough changes in the past year, and a lot of that is because the economy, businesses, things have changed. Technology's kind of evolved to be more simple. If simple is the right word, I would just say there's a lot more pieces and tools out there to use that are available for the average person. So the industry is not going away. This is still one of the biggest, fastest growing industries pretty much in the world. I mean, IT, technology, servers, websites, SEO, digital marketing. These skills and these things are only increasing over the next year. However, it's going to be done more on, hiring small firms like us or medium firms like us to be the responsible for those things. So if you're getting into the industry, I say don't get yourself into the coding and all that element. Get more into the business element and how you can use these tools to create. Learning JavaScript right now is almost a false promise. You're not going to go out and find some job where you're using PHP or Java or any of these that's more back end. However, it's just not where it was even a few years ago. These corporations are not building stuff like that as much as they were. And a lot of that is because of simplicity, time, and at the end of the day, they both work. So there's really no reason to go through all that complex development for something that can be done simpler. So guys, if you have any questions about 2024, if you want to work with anybody who kind of has a projection of where things are going, with a company who knows what is going to be happening over the course of the next year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, that's what we're here for. Leave a comment, a like, that stuff helps, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.